The Ford Sync software is the main way that you'll interact with your Ford car. The latest generation version of the software is called Ford Sync 4, and it ships on many of Ford's newer cars, including the Mustang Mach-E. But Ford is still shipping the last generation version, Sync 3, with some of its cars, and as such you might be wondering how to use it. I've been using Ford Sync 3 on this 2022 Ford Explorer, and know my way around the software. Here's everything you need to know about using Ford Sync 3 in your car. Sync 3 is divided up into tabs that you can jump between at the bottom of the screen. Under normal circumstances, there are 6 tabs: Home, Audio, Phone, Nav, Apps, and Settings. The number of tabs might change, for example, when you have CarPlay connected, as you'll access things like audio and navigation through CarPlay instead. First, the home screen. With the home screen, you can get a quick glance at things like maps and the audio that's playing without having to jump into the different tabs. The screen shows the time and temperature at the top with a view at whatever navigation you have set up in the top half, a ribbon showing a connected phone, and controls for your audio under that. If you have a horizontal screen, the orientation of this information might be a little different. For example, you might have maps on the left side and audio information on the right. Hit the menu button on the map and you'll be taken straight to the Nav tab. I like this approach at a home screen, and it reminds me a little of the new view in CarPlay, which lets you control audio and see maps at the same time. The second tab, Audio, lets you get a little more control over the audio that's playing. Now, I generally use audio through CarPlay, but here you can control your radio settings, change the channel, and so on. If you have SiriusXM, you'll be able to see information for that here too. Next up is the Phone tab, which can use your phone to make calls if you have a phone connected. If you've given permission for your car to access your contacts, you can quickly call a friend or family member, or you can see recent calls and even your text messages. It's still probably quicker to use voice commands with your phone, but the screen-based phone control generally works pretty well. Next is a tab you might use a lot, Navigation. By default, the Navigation tab will simply show your location on a map. To navigate somewhere, hit the search button at the top of the screen. If you've set a home and work location, you can simply tap those buttons to start navigating to them. To access the settings for the Navigation tab, hit the menu button here. Then you'll be able to create settings for the screen view, create new points of interest, and see a history of your navigation. Next is the Apps tab, and it's probably one of the tabs you'll spend the least amount of time in. By default, you'll get apps like Ford Pass, which offers features like the ability to use your car with your phone. This is a test car, it's not mine, so I don't have the Ford Pass app on my phone right now. Last but not least is the Settings tab, which offers a range of features and settings to tweak. Most of the things here will be things that you can control once and then leave, and if you get a new car, I highly recommend going through these settings and toggling each to your preference. The Settings tab is split up into a few different sections, and they should be mostly self-explanatory. For example, you'll be able to set up some driver assist features at the top, which includes things like adaptive cruise control, the rear view camera, and more. Next up is the Vehicles settings, which include basics like the clock, the display, and valet mode, which limits access to certain controls and features. Again, if you haven't yet, spend 20 minutes or so going through each of the settings and tweaking your car to your preferences. Thanks so much for watching this video, and please hit the like button and subscribe if it was helpful to you. My name is Christian, and I'll see you next time. See ya.